Hello, everybody. All right, I'm just going to give a few minutes here for a few stragglers to get in, let people know we're live. This is my first live stream, so it's nice to see everyone, or I guess not see everyone, but it's going to be interesting, so take it easy on me. So yeah, I guess I'll just introduce myself while we wait for some more people to show up. My name is Kevin Lydon. I'm the founder of Helios Staking, alongside two others. My background is web development, psychology, and digital infrastructure. I got into blockchain, I don't know, about 4 or 5 years ago now. And I eventually came across the Elrond network and haven't looked back since. And now I'm extremely happy to be in a position here to help out the Elrond community with Helios Staking, and I'll help us start making some money, or some e-gold for that matter. Okay, so I guess I'll get going. If you have any questions, there's the chat box there. Just go ahead and answer any questions. I have a ton already here that people have been asking me over the days, so we'll just get right into it. At first, I just want to touch on timelines. I don't know if you've seen, the timelines have shifted slightly, just by a few days. All nodes will still go live on April 5th. But you won't be able to delegate with us until March 26th at some time in the afternoon. I want to say around this time is by the time we'll have it set up, have our contract ready to go. We'll release our link, and you'll be able to delegate directly through that link. And then on March 27th, which is a tentative timeline from Elrond, you'll actually be able to then delegate through the Elrond web wallet and Myar. But this is a tentative thing. And then on April 5th, the max validators will increase to 3,200, and whatever nodes we have ready to stake we'll go live, and we'll start earning validator APR. All exciting times, guys. I'm super excited to have this community around us. Elrond to me is like a family. I've been around since the third release, Helios has, and we're extremely thankful to be part of the Elrond network, and bring this along for everybody. So welcome everybody, and welcome to the Helios family, and thanks for being here. Okay, so I'll jump right in it. There's no questions yet, but I have a ton ready, and I'm just going to start with the fees and APR. A big question I've been getting a lot is how exactly the fees and APR works. So initially, on April 5th, if we reach the full 3,200 nodes, then we'll have 8 million staked. So the network fee, or the network APR, will be 24.40%, before any fees or anything taken away. Helios Staking, from that 24.40%, will take 15% commission, which translates to an agency APR of 3.66%. Earning you then 20.74% APR. No more fees, nothing else will be taken out of that. You will earn 20.74% APR, assuming the network reaches a full 3,200 nodes and 8 million stake. Now, it's really important to understand that when the stake increases in the networks, the APR will also decrease. This will happen for everybody, every validator, every delegator. We will all be affected by this. And this is built into the network in order to allow people to redelegate and increase their stakes. So it's really important that you understand that. As well, every 365 days or 365 epochs, the reward available amount will decrease, and thus the APR. So as of August, we'll have a decrease again. You'll be able to, with Telegram and Twitter, we'll make sure we're constantly updating these numbers, letting you know where we're at and how things are going. And we promise you, I personally promise you that we'll be making sure to keep our APRs as good as possible for the community first. And we hope to make sure that you guys are getting the most out of our service as possible. So that brings me to the next question. Another one is how we're planning to handle top-ups. So I don't know how many people have read the Medium post, but we'll be doing a 250,000 e-gold cap. And the reason for this is mostly because I personally believe in Helios believes in decentralization. And I don't want Helios or any provider for that matter to be taking over a large amount of the network. That's not good for the sustainability and future of the Elrond network. So we've decided internally in order to cap that at 250,000 e-gold. So with top-ups, the question there is, will we be allowing top-ups and redelegation? The short answer is yes. We'll be doing that until we reach the 250,000 e-gold cap. At that point, we'll probably look to the community to decide whether we want to allow everyone who's in our pool, whether we want to allow redelegation at that point. I think it should be a community decision. And yes, Bogdan, there is compound interest available, and we'll allow that up to 200 or up to our 250,000 K delegation cap. When we reach that, we'll make a decision as a community and as delegators and us as validators to decide whether we want to add some more nodes and enjoy the top up. However, I just want to make sure that at that time it makes sense in terms of decentralization and works towards the Elrond network as a sustainable choice. Everything we're doing here is to make sure that we improve decentralization and we give sustainability to the network. So as a community, a Helios community of pooled delegators, we will work together. We won't make any decisions without asking you guys first and moving forward on that. Okay, we have some questions now. And we have Sarah asking, will Helios service fees increase or decrease in the future? Good question. So we're hoping to never have to increase it. Obviously things can happen, but we have created an infrastructure fund that we'll be taking out of our commission. So out of that 15%, we'll also put aside 500 e-gold into a wallet that we'll publicize. And once it's filled, it'll just sit there. In case of a bear market, any disasters, we'll start using this fund to run our infrastructure in order to keep our percentage at 15%. Now, in terms of decreasing, we really do hope we can decrease as well as the network grows, the price increases. But because of the way the APR works of decreasing with more stake and everything, we're going to have to do a calculation and make sure we do that within reason. At the end of the day, we are going to have to make sure we can run our infrastructure, and we got to make sure we run it right. And decreases will 100% be discussed, but as a community and within reason. So I hope you understand that. Okay, what does the number, does 200? Yes, Jay, we will run 100 nodes on top of our Genesis nodes as well. So that is correct, 100 nodes. Okay, Sebastian, if we intend to manage long-term through Meyer, why should we wait till the 27th UI delegate end result be the same as the portal? Yeah, I mean, the portal will be your quickest way to getting in. I don't anticipate us making the 250K delegation right off the bat. So you'd be safe, I think, to wait to Meyer. However, using the delegation portal will have a few other advantages. You'll be able to see a bit more visualization and that sort of stuff. Ultimately, it's up to you. But over the next few days, I think we'll get a chance internally to look at the Meyer stuff, and we'll communicate back to you whether or not we decide what we think should be the right thing. But on day one through that delegation manager, it'd be amazing if we reach cap, but I don't anticipate that They're like we've said in the Medium post, we do believe that you should be choosing a few different providers for your own eGold. Decentralization is so important, and the core of our strategy is decentralization. So it's important that you also do that. So splitting your eGold amongst providers is going to allow you to not put all your eggs in one basket, make you a little bit more sustainable as well. So yeah, with Maiar and that stuff, we'll get back to you on all that once we have a chance to test it. But as I said, I don't see us filling 100 nodes on day one. When has Helios, Fabio, it'll start on March 22nd. Okay, Ross, can we stake to Helios directly through the Elrond run on the 22nd of March? So Ross, there's been an updated timeline. On March 26th, you'll be able to delegate through our delegation manager, and tentatively on March 27th, you'll be able to delegate through the Elrond wallet. Okay, do you allow top up? Yeah, we do allow top up to the 25K eGold mark. If I've seen your question, I've already answered it. I might not answer it again, but if I can, I'll do it really quick. But this is being recorded, so I'll publicize this we'll publicize this on Helios Staking. And yeah, in 15 minutes time, we'll be live on Telegram where you can come in and I can answer all your questions there as well. Again, okay, what's the validator's eGold needed per node? So each node requires 2,500 eGold to run, Jay. It's so, yeah, 2,500, but with top up, you can run it up to 5,000 before another node takes its place. However, we'll have all 100 nodes ready to go right off of day one. So we'll be automatically activating each node at 2,500 eGold as it enters. So we'll be maximizing the APR for everybody. Yeah, so it is the 26th of March now. So the mainnet release was just released this morning. And because of that, we just have some more things to do as internal validators and with the Elrond network to test things out. So we've just pushed the delegation manager date to the 26th. And yes, it will be available on the website. A link will be revealed on that day. We're not releasing the final URL just to maybe prevent bots or any malicious actors. I don't necessarily see that happening, but I have seen in other projects across the internet where DDoS attacks happen, bots are taking over, and it's just a bad scene altogether. So we won't release that link until it's live, or the contract address. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I've covered a lot really quickly. I might be talking very quickly. I tend to talk too fast, so. What else could we possibly talk about? I guess we can talk about the community. So community for Helios Staking is always going to be number one. We're always going to put you first. At the end of the day, both myself and my two other partners, we're eGold holders and stakers first. We started this journey by buying Elrond and just planning to stake ourselves in our own little private group. And we entered into the Battle of the Nodes. I started at the third release, I believe. And we got into the Battle of the Nodes. We started meeting the community and getting involved. And I can honestly say this community is the best community in crypto, if not just the best community overall. People are so helpful. People are out to help you. There's so many things I can go, and the Elrond team just live and breathe this ethos as well. So I think we're all in a really good position, and Helios is going to embody that ethos as well. So we'll do votes eventually over time. We'll work on maybe building some kind of governance just to decide what we do in terms of top ups, or if there's any decisions we have to make. That's through the Elrond chain. That's going to take some time, but we'll get there, I think. So let's see. So Ross, so just to be clear, eGold stays in our Elrond nodes, but gets delegated to Helios if we wish, and still. Yes, correct. So the way the delegation manager is kind of like a user interface that sits. It's a decentralized application and a user interface that sits above the smart contract that's on the Elrond chain. So you don't need to use our delegation manager in order to get your delegation back or to interact with the contract. Every provider is the same. In fact, we wouldn't even really need to have a delegation manager if we chose not to. There's some other providers like Partner Staking and I think Trust Staking. They're building a mobile first app, which is really cool. But these are all just user interfaces that actually connect to the delegation contract, which is on chain. So your funds are safe as blank. Absolutely. And if at any time you wanted to interact with that directly through the Elrond wallet or directly through the chain through Python or anything like that, you could do so. Good question. Yeah. So I mean that's kind of it on community. I don't know if there's any other questions out there at the time. No problems, Ross. It's really nice to see everyone here. I'm glad I have this opportunity to do this. I guess over time, if you guys want to see me stream more and talk about other things going on, I could probably start doing that. I'm kind of new to streaming and putting my face out there. I've always kind of been the type of person to be in the background, just kind of working away. So this is all kind of new to me, but I'm very, very much so happy, would be happy to get out there and do this more often. We just got to think of some topics and maybe have some little office time or something like that once a month as well. Oh, Ross, that's amazing. We're really glad to have you. Again, I would suggest you maybe go look at one or two other providers as well, just to diversify your stake. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. I'm 110% confident that our track record will keep your delegation safe, but it's always good to spread your own risk and decentralize. But we're really happy that you're choosing to delegate with us. That's awesome. Great. Okay, so I scheduled this for about another 13 minutes. If there's no other questions, I might just close this down at this point, and then just move this over to Telegram. If there's anyone who has any questions, I'll give you another minute or two to type away into the box. And then I will just shut down this live stream for now and move over to Telegram, where I don't have to be rambling on just to fill time. Another question I get asked sometimes is why we called it Helios staking. It's just a street of an apartment where one of our partners has a home on. And then it just sounded good, and with the fact that it's fire and all that sort of stuff, it just kind of made sense. So Helios staking was born. Oh, thanks, Sebastian. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm actually really liking being here and being able to interact with you guys directly and have you guys be able to see my face and actually hear me talk in real time. It's great. Do you only run nodes for? Okay, Ross, good question. So we currently only run nodes for Elrond, but we do have nodes for Injective running and ready for Equinox staking. And we're also in talks with Centaur to be part of their initial validator group as well. So yes, we do run nodes for other networks, but they only just kind of started, and Elrond has always been our first port of call, but we are diversifying into Injective and Centaur. Thanks for asking that. That's very good question. Okay, let's see what else we got. Is there unbonding? Yes, JP. Unbonding is a 10-day period. Just like the Elrond contract, the staking contract that all providers use is the exact same contract. We're free to make our own contracts, But internally in the validators and the Elrond network, we all decided just to use the same contract. But by doing this, we cut out all the noise. It's a lot more sustainable. And with that, it has the 10-day on bonding period, like it is at the moment. The reason for the 10-day on bonding period is to allow for extra space and to make sure that we are able to sustain our network. So I hope you understand that. Good question, JP. Yeah, lots of questions. This is really awesome. Okay, could you also explain the percentage that we pay staking and how much we would receive? Yeah, no problem, JP. So I mentioned this at the beginning, but you might not have been on the stream. So initially, the network APR, when 3,200 nodes and 8 million staked, there will be an APR of 24.40%. We will take 15% of that 24.40%, giving us an APR of 3.66%. After which you'll be left with 20.74% APR, where no fees will be taken out of whatsoever. Your final APR initially will be 20.74%. Now, as I was mentioning, as the stake grows in the network, so will the APR will also decrease as more people enter. And every year the rewards pool decrease. So the APR will also decrease as of August. We'll keep people informed about all this. Maybe we'll do a live stream once a month, maybe once every 2 weeks, just to discuss this further, have a few AMAs. I'm happy to sit here and talk and answer as many questions as possible. Okay, so as security, do you have safeguard or stake DLG? I would like to be free that my assets or stakes is safe. Yeah, so security is number one for us. We ourselves are stakers to our own validators. We also validate. We will also be putting stake into other validators, but that's a different question. So in terms of security, we have custom ports set up on all our servers. We have a 1-to-1 redundancy, meaning that every validator has a server running on a different data center, that if that one goes down, it'll automatically take over. So we'll be able to not have downtime. We're running on 6 different data centers at the moment. I hope to keep that up, maybe even get to 9 different data centers. So in terms of that, we're really well spread out and decentralized. And then, yeah, we also have private SSH keys that only allow someone with that key to enter into our servers. And there's 3 of us in total who can access this in 3 different time zones across the world. So we kind of have all that covered. Maybe you can make a presentation running infrastructure. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Bogdan. Maybe I'll record one. I don't think I'll do it as a live stream, but maybe I'll make a video of just exactly what security we've done and how our infrastructure works. That's actually a really good idea. Thanks for that. Stay tuned for that. It's really busy right now for us just to get the delegation contracts, but I will aim my best to have it out before, but I can't necessarily promise that because of the amount of stuff that's going on right now with just the launch of phase 3. But that's a very good idea. Thanks for the suggestion. So March 25th, we day-to-day trigger on bonding to join day 1 on April 6th. Yeah, so it's a 10-day on bonding period. My advice there is kind of do what you feel comfortable with. As I said, I don't think that we'll get the full 250K e-gold cap right off the bat. So yeah, you should be okay to unbond that day and then still be able to enter to our contract. However, and that's a bit of an asterisk. This is Elrond, and I've been around since the beginning, and I've seen what happened in the ICO. I've seen what happened in the pre-staking, and I've seen what happened in a lot of things, and there was always an overwhelming result. So you might want to take that into consideration when unbonding. However, everybody's kind of in the same situation, so I don't think that many people have necessarily unbonded yet. So it's going to be a slow fill up to April 5th. So I can't really tell you what to do in terms of that, just because I don't know what's going to happen. But I think maybe you'll be okay with that plan. So yeah, just with rewards, it's a 10-day unbonding period on the contract itself, JP. The contract is used by all agencies, and it's the same one. And it's been a 10-day unbonding period since day one with staking. So that is how that works. Cool. Is there an unbonding fee? No, just the fee to unbond the transaction. So that the transaction fee on the Elrond network, which is, as we know, is extremely minimal. So it'll be a very small fee, but there's no agency fee for us. We don't take anything when you unbond or anything like that. That is not the case. Sarah, good question. Staking rewards are distributed daily at Epoch. And Epoch is somewhere around 1400 UTC. It's usually about 1415, so 2:15 p.m. UTC every day. You can go to the Elrond Explorer, explorer.elrond.com, and you can see a countdown of the Epoch. When that reaches 0, it usually takes a little bit for the contracts to run, and then rewards will be paid out daily, which is awesome. There's a lot of chains out there that don't do this. So daily rewards are great, and with the redelegation and top up stuff that will allow up to the 250, you'll be able to compound every day. So that's assuming it's 1 e-gold or more. So you do have to remember that it's a 1 e-gold minimum. I think actually we did not touch that. So yeah, it is a 1 e-gold minimum delegation. Okay. Do you have to manually redelegate the rewards each day to compound the rewards, or there is an auto compound button? You know what? I saw something today on that, and I know there's a redelegation. I just can't remember if it's auto compound. It's something that's been going around in the channels, and there's so much going on that I can't exactly remember what the reply was on that. When I'm done the stream, I'll go see if I'll go see if I can find the answer real quick before I get into the Telegram group, and I'll answer it there. I just can't remember the answer to that question. Unfortunately, my head's only so big, and there's almost only so much information I can hold. So apologies on that one, JP. Pros and cons. To be honest, every provider that Elrond has picked is worth delegating to. So you know, there's no necessarily thing that would make us stand out as better than anyone else in terms of the service that we're going to provide. However, I mean, I would say the one approach that we're taking is the community approach, and putting our pools in the hands of the community. So we will create a governance contract and a way to vote on decisions. We also have an infrastructure fund that will be leaving in a wallet of 500 e-gold in case of a bear market or any other major thing that may happen. And by doing this, we'll be able to keep the APRs as high as possible for as long as possible in the event of disaster or some very prolonged crypto winter again, or something like that. Cons. I want to try and be humble here and think of a con, but I can't. So yeah, I guess there is actually another advantage to us. We're actually spread out between 3 different time zones: the Netherlands, Ireland, and Canada. So we kind of have a 24/7 coverage as well. So there's always someone reading, and there's always someone awake, and there's always someone there. And we're always there, ready within minutes when any upgrades or before anything is needed. So that'd be another pro, if that makes sense. Worried about slashing cloud. Yeah, we run mostly dedicated bare metal servers, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. JP, good question. But that won't really be an issue with us. Over time, we might even look at renting space in a data center. There's some just down the road from me in Amsterdam. There's some down the road from Mark, who's in Canada, in Ottawa. And then there's some just down the road from our other partner, Michael, in Dublin. So we might actually look at doing that at some point. As of right now, just running the bare metal dedicated servers right now is working fine. So that's where we're at. Okay, so I'm gonna have to end here for the live stream. As you know, it was a 50-50 decision on whether we do this live stream or Telegram. So I'm going to move over to Telegram now. I'm going to close this down, and then I'm just going to run upstairs to my other computer, and I'll be there in about a minute or two. Mark is there right now to answer any of your questions while I'm on my way over. Thanks again, guys. This has been great. Really awesome having you all here, and thinking of Helios and Elrond. We're all in this together at the end, and trust me, Helios and Elrond, we're all looking out for the community, and we're all going to move together. Cheers. Thanks, Ross, and thanks, Sarah, JP, Bogdan, Sebastian, and anyone else who NJ and Grigor. Sorry if I can't pronounce that right. I would say Gregor, maybe. Apologies if I didn't pronounce that right. Okay. And Mike. Hey, Mike. Okay. I'm heading over to Telegram now. See you later, guys. And thanks again.